Hello everyone and welcome back to our literature classroom. Today, we are going to explore one of the most famous political novels ever written, Animal Farm by George Orwell. Now, whenever students hear the title Animal Farm, they usually think of a simple question: which animal represents which historical figure? And certainly, that is important. Napoleon represents Stalin, Snowball represents Trotsky, and Old Major represents Marx and Lenin.
But as students of literature, we must always go beyond the surface. If that were all Orwell intended, Animal Farm would simply be a political textbook disguised as a story.
Instead, Orwell creates something much more powerful. He shows us how revolutions begin with hope, how power gradually corrupts leaders, how language can be manipulated, and how ordinary people can become victims of the very systems they helped create. Therefore, in today's lecture, we shall study Animal Farm not only as an allegory of the Russian Revolution, but also as a profound warning about power, propaganda, and totalitarianism. Before we discuss the characters, we must first understand an important literary term: allegory. An allegory is a story in which characters, events, and settings represent deeper meanings beyond their literal existence. In an allegory, every major element symbolizes something else. For example, the farm represents Soviet Russia. The animals represent different social classes and political groups. And the revolution represents the Russian Revolution of 1917. Therefore, when we read Animal Farm, we are actually reading two stories simultaneously. The first story is about animals living on a farm. The second story is about political events that shaped 20th century history. These two layers exist together throughout the novel. Let us begin with the character who starts everything: Old Major. Old Major represents a combination of two important historical figures, Karl Marx and Vladimir Lenin. As you may remember, Old Major gathers all the animals together and delivers a passionate speech. In this speech, he argues that humans exploit animals. The animals work hard. The animals produce food. The animals create wealth. Yet humans enjoy all the benefits. This argument closely resembles Marx's criticism of capitalism. According to Marx, workers create wealth, but the ruling class enjoys the profits. Now, here is something important to notice. Old Major's ideas sound noble and inspiring. He dreams of equality, freedom, and justice. But Orwell deliberately makes him die before the revolution takes place. Why? Because Orwell wants us to see the difference between political theory and political reality. Ideas may be beautiful. Implementing those ideas is much more difficult. This is one of the central themes of the novel. Next, we have Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones represents Nicholas II, the last Tsar of Russia. Notice how Orwell presents him. He is careless, he is irresponsible. He neglects his duties. As a result, the animals become frustrated and eventually rebel. Historically, the same thing happened in Russia. The Tsar's government became increasingly ineffective. Economic problems worsened. Public displeasure increased. Eventually, revolution became inevitable. This teaches us an important political lesson. Most revolutions occur not simply because people want change. They occur because existing governments lose their legitimacy and authority. Now we arrive at the most important conflict in the novel, the struggle between Napoleon and Snowball. Snowball represents Leon Trotsky, while Napoleon represents Joseph Stalin. As readers, we immediately notice their different personalities. Snowball is intelligent, energetic, and enjoys debate. He develops plans to improve the farm. Napoleon, on the other hand, is quiet and calculating. He rarely speaks. Instead, he focuses on gaining power. Students often assume that intelligence automatically leads to success. Orwell challenges this assumption. Snowball may be more intelligent. He may have better ideas. But Napoleon understands something more important. He understands power. While Snowball spends his time making speeches, Napoleon works quietly behind the scenes. Napoleon secretly trains the puppies. Those puppies later become his private army. When Napoleon uses the dogs to drive Snowball away, Orwell is symbolizing Stalin's removal of Trotsky from Soviet politics. However, notice something fascinating. After expelling Snowball, Napoleon adopts many of Snowball's ideas. For example, he eventually supports the windmill project. This shows us that Napoleon was never truly opposed to the idea itself. He simply wanted complete control. And this is one of Orwell's most profound observations about politics. Sometimes political conflicts are less about ideas and more about power. Now, let us turn our attention to one of the most dangerous characters in the novel, Squealer. Squealer represents propaganda and state-controlled media. If Napoleon controls the government, Squealer controls public opinion. Throughout the novel, whenever Napoleon makes a controversial decision, Squealer appears to explain why it is actually beneficial. At first, the lies seem small. The pigs need extra milk. The pigs need extra apples. The pigs deserve special treatment. Gradually, the lies become larger and larger. Eventually, Squealer begins rewriting history itself. This is extremely important. Totalitarian governments do not merely control the present. They often attempt to control the past. For example, Snowball's heroic actions during the Battle of the Cowshed are later erased and replaced with false stories. Similarly, the 7 commandments are secretly altered. Consider this famous example. Originally, the commandment states, "No animal shall kill any other animal." Later, it becomes, "No animal shall kill any other animal without cause." Just 2 extra words completely transform the meaning. Orwell wants us to understand that language is power. Whoever controls language often controls reality. Now let us discuss my favorite character in the novel, Boxer. Boxer represents the hardworking working class. He is physically strong. He is honest. He is loyal. And unfortunately, he is too trusting. His first famous motto is, "I will work harder." And his second motto is, "Napoleon is always right." At first glance, these seem admirable. Hard work is usually a positive quality. Loyalty is usually a positive quality. However, Orwell demonstrates that even virtues can become dangerous when they are not balanced with critical thinking. Boxer never questions authority. He never challenges propaganda. He never examines whether Napoleon deserves his loyalty. As a result, he becomes easy to exploit. The most heartbreaking moment in the novel occurs when Boxer becomes old and weak. After years of service, he expects care and support. Instead, Napoleon sells him to the knacker. The horse who built the farm is discarded once he is no longer useful. This scene reveals Orwell's devastating criticism of totalitarian systems. Let us now consider the dogs. The dogs represent Stalin's secret police. Historically, they symbolize organizations that enforced obedience through fear and violence. Notice what happens after the dogs gain power. Debates disappear. Opposition disappears. Criticism becomes dangerous. Fear replaces discussion. This is a hallmark of totalitarianism. In democratic societies, leaders persuade. In totalitarian societies, leaders intimidate. Orwell shows us how quickly freedom can vanish once fear becomes a political tool. Now we come to the final chapter. And here Orwell delivers his most powerful message. As the story ends, the pigs begin walking on 2 legs. They wear human clothes. They drink alcohol. They socialize with human farmers. In other words, they become exactly what they once opposed. The revolution promised equality. The revolution promised freedom. The revolution promised justice. Yet the new rulers become indistinguishable from the old rulers. This idea reaches its climax in one of the most famous lines in world literature. As literature students, we should recognize that this statement is logically impossible. No one can be more equal. The sentence deliberately violates logic. Yet it perfectly captures the hypocrisy of authoritarian regimes. They continue to speak the language of equality while practicing inequality. Through this final transformation, Orwell warns us that revolutions can fail when power becomes more important than principles. So, class, what is the ultimate lesson of Animal Farm? Is it simply a story about Soviet Russia? No, it is much more than that. It is a story about the corruption of power. It is a story about propaganda. It is a story about the manipulation of language. It is a story about the dangers of blind loyalty. Most importantly, it is a story about how revolutions can betray their original ideals. Orwell reminds us that freedom requires vigilance. Citizens must question authority. They must examine political language critically. They must remember history accurately. Because whenever people stop thinking critically, whenever propaganda replaces truth, and whenever power becomes concentrated in the hands of a few, the same pattern begins again. The pigs move into the farmhouse. The slogans remain. The promises remain. But freedom slowly disappears. And that is why Animal Farm remains one of the most important political allegories ever written. Thank you for joining me in today's lecture.
If you found this analysis helpful, do share it with fellow literature students, and I look forward to seeing you in our next lecture on another great work of literature.